yell barracuda. Everybody says, huh? What? You yell shark. We've got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July.
Shut up. I'm rich. I'm richer than all this, you Hollywood trash.
A, you can never go too far. B, if I'm gonna get busted, it is not gonna be by a guy like that.
I'll be back.
Here's Johnny.
It's the Al Travis Show. We have her on here, a very steaming and hot Senator Karin Housley. You are rolling, aren't you? You're not happy at all.
Wait, a very steaming and hot Senator Karin Housley? Is that what you just said?
You know, that could be taken a lot of ways. Sorry, my buddy Phil. I was hot and angry. Okay. Sorry, my buddy Phil. That is not how I meant that. That didn't come across right, did it?
No.
Bad host. I just meant you're steaming mad because of, well, maybe, okay.
I'm steaming mad. There's a lot of things I'm steaming mad about. But last night, did you have a bad storm last night?
You know what? My wife was at that Nate Bergese comedian show in St. Paul. Said, hey, are you getting all this rain? It was beautiful out. And then about 10 o'clock, it went to heck down here. There's trees down. I mean, it got really bad. Yeah, you?
It's supposed to be bad again tonight. Yeah, I was texting my girlfriend, Amy Koch. She's on your show.
Yeah.
She was at the Nate concert, too. And I said, it's hailing over you right now. Oh, my gosh. And she said, well, we've paused. The concert had to pause. Nate had to pause because the XL Energy Center, it's now Grand Casino Arena or whatever it's called. It's 25 years old and it needs some rehabilitation. The roof was leaking.
Oh, get out!
Yeah,
my wife said they paused it. I thought it was the power outage. It was water going through the roof. Really?
What? Yep. I didn't know it till I saw the news.
Wow.
So yeah, but the storms are supposed to be bad again tonight. And my little girl group text. It's very fun to critique all of the different weather people, Channel 9, 11, 5, and 4.
Yeah.
We decided that Ian from Fox 9 he loves storms. He will be your storm guide. And I can just imagine today he's just salivating, waiting for tonight.
Another one's coming. Here we go.
It is so. Do it tonight when you're watching the storm.
I will do that.
Switch the channels. It's pretty fun.
All right, I will do that. But between all the things going on, you want to talk about, and we will. We'll run through them. You didn't even talk about the biggest one of the day. I think this naked man in the Capitol is hilarious and wrong on so many levels. I blame naked guy.
It would have been hilarious if not for what happened June 14th. Then you're like, whoa, how did that guy get in there? I can't even get on the chamber floor when we're not in session. My key card does not work. So did he hang out up in the gallery on a tour and then climb down into the chamber, or where was he found in the chamber? Naked. Whose desk was he sitting at? Are they going to sanitize my desk? And then he sneaks back into the Capitol 2 more times. So,
well, Capitol grounds for that. That was Capitol grounds. I don't think he got back into the Capitol. But there is something like how you can just sneak in, without a key card or whatever. I get that. But here's my end on this. So they take him to Regent's Hospital the first time. Find naked guy talking. He's he's the governor. They take him there because he said he was no threat, but he was just off his rocker. And Regents checks him over and says, "Nah, he's good," and they let him out. Now, if you're naked, found in the Capitol, thinking you're the governor, what does it take to be put on hold for a couple hours to find out what you're on or what I'm saying? If that doesn't pass the test, what does?
Well, I think that's telling you the state of our hospitals because they really are short on beds. They really are short on beds. So yeah, that one didn't meet the criteria of a code red. So
I want to know what a code red is. So he goes back. Second time they get him, bring him back. He said, "No, really, Regents, figure this thing out." And they go, "No, he's really just fine." Boot him back. Third time now, they pick him up and say, "We'll take him to jail." And when they look him up, guess what? Wisconsin wants him. He's on a parole violation. Now, I don't know if you've ever sped in the state of Minnesota or did anything wrong in a car, but let's say a light was out on your license plate on the back. They'll pull you over. They'll run who you are and find out if Al's wanted for anything because that light bulb is out here. This guy's naked in the Capitol, not called crazy, but we never looked him up, never said, let's take a look at him. Oh, he's wanted in Wisconsin? It took 3 trips?
I have the exact same question. I'm hoping the State Patrol can give us an answer here maybe today because I'm wondering how he didn't get looked up on the first try too. I'm guessing he didn't have his license on him.
Hey, you got a license, buddy? Yeah, right here. Okay, no,
Right,
he didn't
right.
have a license. Okay,
Right.
that's
So
probably
it
a good
should
point.
be. Speaking of, though, you get a ticket, you get pulled over.
Yeah.
This is what I wanted to talk about. This last week, I got 3 texts from the Minnesota Department of Motor Vehicles, and they told me that their records showed that as of today, I still have an outstanding traffic ticket. And they gave me the Minnesota statute and blah, blah, blah. And July 28th, they were going to start, there's going to be a 35% fee, and they were going to start docking my pay. So the first 2 times I ignored it. The third time I sent it to our Department of Transportation research person, and I was like, hey, I don't want to click this link, but is this real? And he goes, no, don't click it. It's a scam. It's a scam. So praise the Lord, I was watching the news last night, and they had the same story that I was just talking about. So if you get that text that says it's the DMV, do not click the link. It's a scam.
Another one, and I don't know what, like, I think it was Illinois. My kid was driving in Illinois or whatever, and they'd take pictures of your license plate and go through the toll booths and stuff. And that must be open to the public. Because my kid was getting this, you didn't pay the toll thing, and because of that, and here's, you went through, and my kid's like, I did go through Illinois, but I paid all the tolls, Dad. And I said, so then you look in the, whatever that thing is across the top, and it was like, that doesn't come from the Department of Illinois, whatever. It was a scam. I presume they go online, know that an outstate person. Yeah, pulled a picture and then sent them out and said, okay, you owe us money. And it's like, yeah, they're bright, these scammers. We got to find some way to take care of them.
Yeah, they really are good. And I can't imagine. Oh, actually, I sent it to the family and I said, hey, if you get this text, don't link it. And my one daughter said her friend Kelly Miller did in a scam like that, and she was out $8,000. So, and that's like a 40-year-old woman who still got it all up here. Can you imagine being us and getting it?
On that same line, so my father passes, and my mother is going through his stuff, and as soon as he passed, they start getting interesting emails from Social Security, but they weren't from Social Security. And what's funny is my mom could not find her Social Security card at the same time. Literally, so she's all frustrated. I'm going to deal this with your dad, and I can't find my card. So she goes online wherever she went, and Social Security card's just $68. So she ordered a new one. Complete scam. If you go on the Social Security website, you can get a replacement. You just got to prove who you are, and they'll send you a replacement.
No.
They go after these folks. The second an old person dies, their spouses are absolutely inundated with what they have to do next, from just because evidently that's open news. You die, they put it online somewhere, and these people are grabbing it and saying, hey. So
that's
watch
sad.
it.
Speaking of, today's the funeral of Senator Bruce Anderson.
Well, I don't know if that came out perfect when you held that up like that, by the way.
I know, didn't it? Wow.
That was great. Okay.
Oh, yeah, and then now this time it's not going to be. Yeah, I went to the visitation yesterday in the city of Buffalo. They had their fire department hang the big flag outside the church. It was
nice.
From the fire truck. It was really beautiful. So today's the service.
God bless all of them. That just adds to all the things we got to talk about. We'll do it on the other side. Let's take a break. God bless those that are affected with Bruce Anderson's death. We've had him on the program. Really like the guy. Senator Karin Housley. More after this.
A famous politician once said, "You're entitled to your opinion, but you are not entitled to your own facts." But in a world full of AI and fake news, where can Minnesotans find the facts? Center of the American Experiment is Minnesota's go-to source for fact-based analysis and common sense solutions for taxes, energy, public safety, and our kids' education. Visit AmericanExperiment.org for more information. Think About It is brought to you by Center of the American Experiment, Minnesota's think tank.
There are many ways to explore Alexandria. Some like to experience the outdoors and all the fun winter in Minnesota can provide. Pick your favorite way to get in touch with nature. Others like to explore downtown in the warm comfort of a boutique or gathered around a table with friends. You can do all of that or relax and do nothing at all. Come explore Alexandria. Start planning at explorealex.com.
gets to know a guy that knows a guy. Al Travis.
With a public apology to my buddy Phil for saying his wife was steaming hot. That's where it's going to stop. I said steaming hot and mad, and no one's going to hear that. I believe this will go through the Housley friend group in a heartbeat. That's what I called you today. Sorry,
I think you're going to have to go
Phil.
back and rewatch it and see how you said it, but it was...
I will. I know I stumbled. I was like, steaming hot, mad is... Yeah, I apologize. Thanks for being here. One thing you are a little upset about is this inmate situation at the Stillwater prison, which, of course, is in your district. And out of nowhere, they just said, that's closed. We're turning the doors off. And hey, is that for sale? I always wanted to own a prison.
You know, as of today, there is no plan on what they're going to do with the building. And I think...
Oh, that's best.
Yeah. Could you, imagine being like a Best Buy or a Target and just going, oh, we're closing you with no plan? We are still... Governor Walz and Commissioner Schnell said, 2 days before the end of session, that they're slipping this into the bill, that they're going to close it by October of 2029. And they have no plan at all. They've got 1,200 inmates. They had 1,200 inmates as of May. They've already shipped out 400 of them, again, without a plan. They've stopped programs in there. And, supposedly prisons are supposed to not be for punishment. They're for rehabilitation. They had all these programs over at the Stillwater prison that would help rehabilitate and then get them back out. They've stopped the programming. They've stopped their jobs. And again, there's so much anxiety. I talk to the corrections officers every day. Anxiety of, are these corrections officers, there's 600 officers, where are they going to go? Are they Rush City or Faribault? Will they still continue to keep their security? Again, and then the inmates, are there beds for them at these other, or is this part of a bigger plan? They just want to release prisoners onto the streets. The 2023 bill that the Democrats passed have axe murderers from Rochester being released this week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so we continue to be on Commissioner Schnell's back and the governor. They went about this the wrong way. They did not come to the legislature. They didn't go through any committee process. They just unilaterally decide to close the Stillwater prison without a plan. And as of today, still no plan. They say maybe mid-August they might have a plan for us. But again, a third of the inmates have already been moved out without a plan.
All
so
right.
yeah, I'm steaming hot over that.
Steven, God, I'm going to hate that. I'm going to hate that. Let's do this quick. It was on one of the things you sent me. Senator Mitchell, since having burgled, because she did burgle now, she even had burgle tools, since she burgled, has voted on 198 different things. Where do you sit on that? That seems, again, due process, but she's able, because y'all are senators, to push that off so far. She voted 198 times, gets found guilty of 2 felonies, and then says, oh, by the way, I'm going to take a couple weeks before I retire, but, resign. Where do you sit on all this? It seems so wrong. I'm hot and bothered. No,
I'm
smoking
hot
and hot.
Bothered too. Right, 198 bills, budget bills. We had an $18 billion surplus, now a $6 billion deficit we're looking at. And Senator Mitchell, the convicted felon, was the deciding vote on almost all of those. And we kept saying it then. She should not be voting until she gets her court case finished or resolved, which it ended up exactly like we all knew it was going to end up, and exactly like all the Democrats knew it was going to end up. But they needed her vote so badly, they sold their soul to get that vote. And I'm mad. 198 bills should all go back and be relooked at, but that'll never happen.
That won't happen. And do you get the feeling that the Democrats feel bad about it at all?
Oh, not
that
at
they
all.
all say, oh, I wish we wouldn't have done it that way. Any one of them? No.
No, I don't know. You have some of them on your show. You should ask them, do they feel bad about it?
I wish we had
John Hoffman.
He'd tell me straight up. He'll be back. By the way, he wasn't on today. As I get it, his lawyers are talking to the U.S. Attorney Generals or whoever is going to prosecute this in the federal level, and they asked him not to do radio for a while. So
you certainly got a lot of media out of it.
That was a little shocking, and then I was told right out by Amy Coco poorly I handled that situation. It was just John coming back. I was happy he was okay. I didn't promote it. Whatever. I'm bad at
because normally there's both you and John on video, so you can see both of you. But it was just you, and you were laughing and jolly, and right.
I
you
enjoyed
talked to
John
the guy
so
who
much.
was shot 9 times, the 50
Yeah.
senator.
No, we're not going 50 senator. I'm going to call him
4 bits.
4 bits. I like 4 bits better. Everybody's going to say, what's 4 bits? It's 50 cents, the last guy. I think that works better than 50 senator, but I'll work it with him. Other thing we didn't do, which we had to do, and I forgot last time. Last week's question, what do you do to relax? Do you relax? Maybe that'd be the other thing.
Yeah, I go to the lake. I put my the lake up north in Walker, put my lawn chair in the water, and I just sit there and watch the lake.
Do you and my buddy Phil ever do that just yourselves? Because every time I talk to you, you've got half a dozen grandchildren and others. Can you relax while you've got all those people buzzing around, or do you actually go alone?
Nope, we go alone. He doesn't sit in a lawn chair. He cleans the boat. He cleans with his little blue sponge, and he'll spend an hour and a half just cleaning the boat. And I will just sit there and watch him clean the boat.
There you go. That sounds good. And now this week's question, so we get it caught up. Your favorite year in school?
19, probably my senior year. Yeah, my
that
senior
goes a lot
year.
ago, senior.
Yeah, until the Mean Girls emerged. They were mad I was dating Phil Housley, and the Mean Girls were really mean to me. So
you guys were high school sweethearts, really?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
It was right up homecoming. Everything was great. And then we got right to about February when Phil went to play for the national team in Finland, U.S. national team. And the girls got mad at me. And so then it was a horrible year. But what was your favorite year?
As I think about it, nothing wrong. Everybody's going to say senior. Mine was my first grade. I fell in love with, very Charlie Brown, like a little redheaded girl with left-handed scissors, and they have the little studded scissors you couldn't hurt, and she'd curl that arm around. I believe her name was Sheila. I don't remember, but the little redheaded girl next to me, I just thought, God, how does she do that with that hand? It was just. I fell in love with the girl in first grade.
You've never seen her at a reunion or anything, or you never saw her?
I don't go to my first grade reunion. I don't think I've ever seen her again after first grade. We moved out of town. I don't even know her name was Sheila. I'm taking a stab at it. I don't know why that sticks in my
head. You didn't save all of your class pictures?
Well, I suppose my mom probably got it somewhere. No. I don't even go to my class reunion in high school class. I just don't. I surely not my first grade, but that was my favorite year.
Did you have different schools from first grade to 12th grade?
Housley, I will tell you that by the time I was 21, I had moved and lived in 18 separate homes.
Oh, you're like my kids.
Didn't make a lot of friends. Just moved on to the next one. So anyway.
Or as my kids say, we need a lot of therapy.
Yeah, there's something to that, I think. I'm not the one who's smoking hot and mad. And mad. Gotta go. I've got to get in so much trouble with that. Thank you, Senator. Love having you on the program. Appreciate you.
Bye.